All right, let's get started. Welcome to your masterclass. Today, we're diving into something that's going to change the way you work. We're not just talking about email, we're talking about mastering professional communication with a brand new secret weapon, artificial intelligence. Think of this as your personal training session to get back your time and really sharpen your impact.
First things first, let's just get a sense of the scale of the problem we're solving. 4.1 hours. Get this. That's how much time the average professional spends wrestling with their inbox every single day. That's more than half your workday just gone. We're going to fix that, starting right now.
You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. It's late, you're frustrated, and you type out a draft that's, well, a little too honest. And your finger just hovers over the send button while you're thinking, yikes, is this going to blow up a relationship? That little bit of fear, that hesitation, that's one of the biggest time sucks of all.
So, that leads us to the big question for today's session. How can you use these amazing new tools to be way faster and more effective, but still sound like, well, you? How do you keep that human touch, that professional vibe, that personal voice? That is exactly what we are going to break down.
That's the challenge, and we're tackling it head on. To get there, you got to forget what you think you know about generic AI. We are moving way past that. You're training to become a master of authentic AI communication. It starts right now.
So our first module is the bedrock for everything else we're going to do. Before you can have an AI write for you, you have to teach it to write like you. The best way to think about it is like you're training your own personal apprentice.
The key to all of this is something called a personal writing style prompt. Now, this isn't just a one-off command. It's more like a reusable set of rules, your personal communication blueprint that you give the AI. So every single thing it creates is filtered through your unique voice. This is how we kill that robotic canned response feeling once and for all. So how do you build one of these? It's actually a super simple 4-step formula. First, you define your tone. Are you warm and friendly, direct, analytical? Second, you set the format. Do you like short paragraphs, bullet points, maybe TLDR summaries at the top? Third, you give the AI a role to play, like a helpful consultant or a bold founder. And last, you add your personal preferences, the little things, like avoiding exclamation points or always using a certain sign-off. And here's what that looks like in the real world. See, by telling the AI to act as a friendly salesperson and giving it these specific rules, you're not just asking for a nice email. You are giving it a character to play, a whole playbook. That's the secret sauce that guarantees a much better, much more authentic result. And this just shows you the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got that generic AI output. I mean, it's fine, but it's totally bland. It sounds like anyone and no one. But on the right, using that style prompt, now the email has personality. It's got focus. It actually sounds like it came from a real human with a purpose. I mean, the difference is night and day. Now, if you're thinking, I don't have time to build a prompt from scratch, there is another way, a really cool shortcut. You can just train the AI on your own writing. A lot of tools can do this. You just grab 5 to 10 emails from your sent folder, paste them in, and ask the AI, hey, analyze this and tell me what my writing style is. It will then spit out a style prompt for you based on your own actual writing.
Okay, let's move on to our next module and see how this all connects. Now that the AI knows your voice, we can use it for one of the hardest parts of communication, managing your tone, especially when emotions are running a little hot.
We all write what I like to call the spicy first draft. You know the one. It's what you type out when you're just plain frustrated. It's blunt, it's emotional, and if you actually sent it, it would almost definitely cause some problems. The message is right, but the delivery, that's the issue.
So here's the trick. You don't delete that draft, you use it. You feed it to the AI with a magic prompt just like this one. And pay attention to the keywords here. Polite and professional, but also firm and clear. You're telling the AI exactly what to keep, the urgency, and what to get rid of, that raw, unedited emotion.
And voila, this is what you get back. The AI acts like a perfect emotional filter. It keeps your main objective, but completely transforms the tone. And the result? It's a message that's professional, collaborative, and way more effective. You protect the relationship, and you get what you need. That's how you turn friction into progress.
And this skill is even more critical when you're working with people around the world. The best AI tools now have some cultural context built in. You can actually ask it to adjust an email's formality for a colleague in Japan, or maybe make it more direct for a client in Germany. This is a game changer for avoiding those simple misunderstandings that come from different cultural styles.
Okay, let's put these skills to the test on a really high-stakes task, cold outreach. Look, we all know sending a generic templated email is a total waste of time. Personalization is everything, and AI can make that process incredibly fast. Here is a simple, repeatable workflow you can use today. 1. Gather just a few bullet points of research on your prospect. 2. Give the AI a role to play, just like we did with the style prompt. And 3. You ask the AI to draft an email that weaves in your research and uses placeholders for things like their company name. This lets you create dozens of highly personalized emails in just a few minutes. It's amazing. So we've trained our apprentice, we've mastered tone. The final module is about putting this all together into your daily routine. See, the goal isn't to let AI take over completely. The real goal is for you to become a better, faster editor of your own communication with AI as your assistant. I want you to think of this as your pre-flight checklist. Before you send any AI-assisted draft, just run through these questions. Does this really sound like me? Is the tone right for this specific person? Is my core message totally clear? Remember, you are always the pilot. The AI is your co-pilot. You get the final say. All right, before we wrap this up, there is one last absolutely critical step we need to talk about. Because with all this power comes responsibility, and I'm talking specifically about the privacy of your data. This is completely non-negotiable. You've got to understand the privacy trade-off. Most of the free cloud-based AI tools, they send your email data to their servers to be processed. Yeah, it's convenient, but that data can be used to train their public models. The most secure option is what's called on-device AI, where all the magic happens locally on your computer. Your sensitive data never ever leaves your machine. So please always check a tool's privacy policy before you start feeding it company info. And that's it. Your training is complete. You now have the full framework to totally transform your communication, save hours every single week, and make sure every single email you send has the exact impact you want. So my last question for you is this. Your AI can now handle all the grunt work. What are you going to do with all the time and influence you've just reclaimed?